And now we welcome in David Gilbert, the president and CEO of the Greater Cleveland Sports Commission, which was just named the 2019 Sports Commission of the Year. And David, first of all, congratulations. And second of all, when you look back at 2019, what stands out to you about the Greater Cleveland Sports Commission and what it was able to do?
You know, it was such a great year for the organization, which translates into a great year for Cleveland. We hosted 13 national events totaling almost $90 million in economic impact, highlighted certainly by MLB All-Star Game, which went so well for Cleveland. But we had the U.S. Triathlon National Championship, a whole host of others. And then we also secured 10 new events for Cleveland during the year for future years, including the NFL Draft. And those totaled almost $120 million in future impact for Cleveland. So it was a really, really big year.
And you mentioned the 2021 NFL Draft. That was such a big part of 2019 for you guys, attracting it to Cleveland. I know there's been some questions, some concerns about everything that's been going on with the coronavirus. Is there any update on the status of the draft next year?
You know, right now it's full steam ahead, planning for a large live event in Cleveland. It's being promoted nationally. It's not going to be elbow to elbow, certainly the way it was in Nashville. It's being planned with outdoors social distancing in mind. But, you know, until COVID could tell us otherwise, you know, it's still 6 months from now. And we are certainly hopeful that it's going to be a major, large live event. And it'll be an event that's watched by tens of millions of people around the country.
And I know just a couple of weeks ago, you guys received some good news in terms of the NCAA championship bids, bringing the men's tournament back to Cleveland, the men's basketball tournament back to Cleveland, bringing back the wrestling championships, bringing back a bowling championships. You have a women's Final Four coming up here in a couple of years. I know you wanted to be aggressive with Cleveland's bids as far as bringing the NCAA championships to Cleveland. How did you feel about the way the process shook out?
You know, we feel great about what was awarded for Cleveland. Our staff worked incredibly hard over about 18 months on the process, landed the two biggest ones, which we were hoping for. You mentioned in basketball and Division I wrestling, both huge impacts, 6 other championships. And you know, you think about in 2024, 5, and 6, we will be hosting consecutive years the largest NCAA events that we can host in Cleveland without having a dome. So pretty exciting years ahead.
And I know just a few years ago when the wrestling championships were here, it just created such an incredible buzz in the city and downtown. Do you think the success that event had, it had record-breaking crowds, do you think that helped play a role in bringing the wrestling championships back here to Cleveland?
Yeah, very much so. You know, we spent a lot of time after that event reminding the NCAA, reminding their committee about the success. And I think it made a big difference. That's a highly competitive event to win. And I think that the success, plus I think the renovation of Rocket Mortgage Fieldhouse, giving even more beautiful space for the fans, the student athletes, I think all that really helped us win the bid to bring it back.
I've got to ask you about one of my favorite events each year, the Greater Cleveland Sports Awards, one of your guys' biggest fundraisers. I haven't seen any official announcements. It's usually in January. Is it going to look different this year? Are you guys going to push it back? What's sort of the plan with the Greater Cleveland Sports Awards?
You know, we're evaluating it regularly. We have a committee working on it. It still is going to be held in that same time frame, probably pushed back sometime into February. You know, we know in February we're not going to be having an event with 1,300 people in a ballroom. But we're looking at how do we do it in the best way possible to still be really exciting and still be the kind of celebration of a year in Cleveland sports that this community deserves. And I expect in the next few weeks we'll be able to announce exactly what we're doing.
And then last thing here, just bringing back the NCAA championships, bringing an NFL draft, just had an MLB All-Star game. You've got the NBA All-Star game coming up here in a few years. What's next? What do you want the Greater Cleveland Sports Commission to accomplish here with everything you guys already have accomplished?
You know, I don't think it's about one particular event. I think, you know, we've gotten to a level where year in and year out, we are clearly one of the top cities in America for the hosting of major events. and this winning this award, which is voted on by our peers and by events rights holders, is some good affirmation of that. I think, the key is, how do you maintain that kind of high level? It's not easy. And so it's how do you keep being innovative? How do you keep putting forth the kind of work it takes to stay ahead of your competitors? And if we can stay at this level for a lot of years to come, we know we're gonna continue to have a huge impact on Cleveland and all of Northeast Ohio.
Absolutely, and I think that was certainly reflected in the award you guys received. So just wanted to say congratulations again, and thank you for all the great work you do for the city of Cleveland.
Well, I appreciate it, and appreciate the support you guys always give.
Absolutely. Thanks, David.